No, good evening, Rahul, and good evening to all my fellow panelists. No, this is, the objectification of Muslim women by this MLA, and also, I don't know whether you've heard about what our, frequent panelist on Times Now, Mr. Waris Pathan, has said, comparing them to mobile phones with anti-scratch guards. This kind of objectification, Rahul, is wholly condemnable, as is this scaremongering on account of rapes being more prevalent when women don't wear hijabs or burqas. I mean, does this man at all follow data? India has less rapes per women population than many Middle East countries where Islamic dress code is compulsory. And also, 95% of rapes are committed by relatives and friends known to the survivor. But here again, in condemning the Muslim clerics or these politicians who are making such misogynistic, patriarchal statements, we again, I'm afraid, are running the risk of snaring the fundamentalists but sparing the fundamentals. Rahul, I ask you, did this Congress legislator or did Waris Pathan say Muslim women are tilling fields? Did he say men are in charge of women? Did he say daughters should get half of what sons should? The answer is no. It is Allah, the Almighty Allah, who said this, and I quote, "Men are in charge of women by right of what Allah has given one over the other. Those wives from whom you fear arrogance, first advise them. Then if they persist, forsake them in bed, and finally strike them." 434. The share of inheritance of the male shall be twice that of a female. 411. Your women are your tilling fields. So go into your fields whichever way you like. 223. Now tell me, had Waris Pathan or this Congress legislator said Muslim women are tilling fields, what would you, Rahul, or what would I have labeled him as? But let me return to the larger issue here, and it is of hijab, and increasingly, Rahul, if I may say so, this phrase essentiality in religion. I'm afraid this phrase is nonsensical, at least to me, because what is and what isn't essential is subjective, and either at the discretion of the believer or it has been explicitly defined by Allah himself. So no court can override the commandment of Allah when it comes to ascertaining who is a true Muslim and who isn't. A practicing Muslim who believes in the Sharia and every single word that there is in the Holy Quran is a good Muslim, while a practicing Muslim who drinks, fornicates, supports Muslim women who reject the burqa or the hijab, can draw a portrait of whosoever he wishes to, is gay, and is fine with all his fellow Muslims being all of the above, is a bad Muslim. For 1.8 billion Muslims, Allah's word is inviolable, and he himself has said so, not me or you or the High Court. 3362, 6115, 1827, 634. Thing is, the bad Muslims are Islamophobic. They fear to bring out the commandments of their holy book in their entirety on Jews, Christians, polytheists, homosexuality, apostasy, heresy, dress code, wife beating, blasphemy, because they fear being called illiberal. So they end up condemning and branding as radicals the Muslims who are faithfully following the fundamentals. वो सोच रहे होंगे हमारी क्या गलती है भाई? Because just who is and who isn't a non-believer or a believer has been explicitly defined in the holy book by Allah. 33, 36, 3132, 82, 49, 15. Rahul, just 10 seconds. There is no ambiguity. Allah has ordered how women should dress. 24, 31, 33, 59. And no court can overrule him. What kind of people are these?
From across the world, in athletes, in athletics, in science, in music, they all wear hijab and they are all successful. Are you saying that you will rob them of their right to cover their face, head and shoulder?
Was that the question?
Will you rob them of their right?
Was that Rahul's question?
Let us take an example of India.
Are you saying if you don't wear a hijab, you are entitled to get
very renowned
raped?
musician, respected musician. He has 2 daughters. One of his daughters chose to wear hijab. One of his daughters does not wear hijab.
Mr. Rahman,
so what
did Nirbhaya get raped because she was not in a hijab?
The judges asked
what are you trying to
that
imply?
Did Nirbhaya get raped because she was not in a hijab? That's the fundamental question.
Women's choice to wear hijab.
Okay.
No, this is something so straightforward. Tausif bhai, please don't interrupt me. I just want to say something which is factual. Rahul, you asked me a question, direct question. I answered it. You asked Shehzad bhai a question. He answered it. You asked Mr. Razak and Mr. Tausif direct questions. Did you see what the replies were? कोई इधर जा रहा है, कोई उधर जा रहा है, कोई हिजाब की हुआ है. अरे भाई, आपसे एक सवाल पूछा गया है. Do you condemn the Congress legislator?
I will decide my reply. Who are you to decide my reply?
Okay, so you reply.
Your replies may be decided by somebody else, but I will decide what my reply.
Dr. Ranganathan.
why are we trying to even elicit a response from these individuals who are justifying something that should not be part of the lexicon of any civilized human being?
And here is the problem, Rahul. This is why I say they spare the fundamentals and snare the fundamentalists. But right now, ये इतने fundamentalists बन गए हैं moderates कि they are not even snaring the fundamentalists. They are agreeing with the fundamentalists.
That's what I began by saying.
जो legislator ने कहा वो ठीक कहा.
That is exactly what I began by saying, and I want to bring in Amina Sherwani.
Yes, no, I think it is unfortunate. I think we have to have some semblance of decorum. We are somehow living in the land of extremes. We have the Congress legislator saying that wearing a hijab saves women from rape, and we have a panelist saying that wearing a hijab is like rape. Please, how is that also not objectification? So let us not deal in extremes out here. Let us not deal with extremes.